Are you crooked? Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. Let's pick my March TBR together. I am feeling optimistic about March. Maybe a bit too optimistic, I don't know, but I feel like I really gotten my reading mojo back this last month. Like February has been pretty good. January was alright, a tad bit slow. February is getting better and I'm hoping that I will just continue to improve throughout the months. But it's important to remember that by the end of March I'm going away for a week. I'm going on a skiing trip. So that might mean that I will have less time to read in March because of that. Yes, I will have time to read on the flights, but reading during the day most likely won't happen. But there's still plenty of reading I hope to do in March. Reading challenges I'm participating in. I'm also hoping to low-key participate in the Tropical Readathon, which is one of my absolute favorite readathons. I always do so poorly at those readathons, but it's still a favorite of mine. I love the tropes, I love the prompts, I love the creators and what they have done with the readathon. So Tropical Readathon, very exciting. Thing is that with the Tropical Readathon, you choose a team to compete for, and I haven't chosen my team yet, and that does affect a few prompts. I'm actually not sure yet what I'm going to read, so depending on how this video goes, that will decide my team for the Tropical Readathon. And on top of that, I don't have a particular plan for the Tropical Readathon books, so I'm just gonna try and use the books on my overall TBR and squeeze them into the prompts of the Tropical Readathon. I will explain it a bit more soon. But let's just start by talking about my March TBR overall. You already know that I am doing the Buzzwordathon challenges this year. There is a title challenge and there's also a cover challenge. And the cover challenge is to read something with books on it. What I did was I actually picked out some books from my bookshelf with books on the cover. So we have like Book Lovers, we've got Kane's Jawbone, because there's a bunch of books on it. Bookshops and Bone Dust. Welcome to the Hyunam-dong bookstore, or bookshop. Assistant to the Villain, there's books on it. What you're looking for is in the library. And also Horror Star, because there are some books on this shelf here. So I pulled out some options, and I thought we would randomize the book for this challenge, because I couldn't decide what I was in the mood for. So who knows me better than a random number generator? Let's randomize. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's randomize. Oh my god, you're kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're kidding. So I don't know how this happened. I don't know how to feel about this. Honestly, I feel scared. Kane's Jawbone was picked for this challenge. You might think that, oh, but that's such a cute and small book. Surely it's not a bad pick. One would think so. But the thing with this book is, this book in itself is a mystery. I'm just gonna read it back and hope it can help me explain what this actually is. In 1934, the Observer's cryptic crossword compiler, Edward Powys Mathers, released a novel that was simultaneously a murder mystery and the most fiendishly difficult literary puzzle ever written. The pages have been printed in an entirely haphazard order, but it's possible, through logic and intelligent reading, to sort them into the only correct order, revealing 6 murder victims and their respective murders. Only 3 puzzlers have ever solved the mystery of Kane's Jawbone. Do you have what it takes to join the ranks? So like each page is numbered and there's only like 1 page on each spread. The idea is that you read this and then you try to solve this puzzle. And I'm that level of Delulu that I actually purchased this and thought I could join those 3 as someone who has solved this. Like, I won't be able to. But I do want to give it a proper try. I've been meaning to do this in a video. Been meaning to like rip the pages out, put them on the wall or something, have like red thread, highlight, all of that stuff. Like, I want to do this properly. And that's why I'm scared about this being the choice now, because I'm not certain how much time I will have for something like that in March. I have many of my weekends planned. As I said, I'm going away as well. Like, there's plenty going on. I can promise you I will finish this in March. I might read it and mark it as read, but I will probably continue attempting to solve the mystery into like April and May, maybe. It's a good thing. It's a good way for me to actually get this done. So fuck it, let's do it. If you have any tips, if you have attempted to solve this one, what are your best tips for like approaching this? As mentioned, I think my plan will be to read it first, like page to page, maybe jot down some things, and then I will probably rip out the pages or cut out the pages and start to try and assemble them in some sort of order. I will use a bunch of highlighters, I think. I will annotate it, and I might stick them on the inside of my closet. Let me know if you have any other suggestions for how I can approach this madness. The other Buzzwordathon challenge is for title, and the prompt is to read a book with thing in the title, and words like nothing, something, everything are allowed. So I pulled out all of the books I have with thing in the title, and it's these 3. We have Everything I Know About Love, this would be a reread, Launch Something, and also Nothing Burns As Bright As You. So once again, let's put these on the floor and randomize. Okay, and now it's 1, 2, 3. So let's randomize amongst these. Interesting. Number 2. Launch Something by Bae Myung-hun was the pick for this prompt. This is a sci-fi novel translated from Korean. I actually got this as a mystery book. When me and my friend went to Edinburgh, like a couple of years ago, we went to a bunch of bookstores, and one of them had like date with a book or whatever, like when the book is wrapped and you only see certain words, and pick it because of that. I believe it said things like sci-fi, dystopia, satire, or funny, or something like that. I am low-key scared. It doesn't have the highest ratings. I am intrigued by it though. It doesn't have the highest ratings on Goodreads. Translated books can be difficult to get into and understand. I also don't really read that much sci-fi. I want to, but like I haven't found what type of sci-fi works for me yet. So, plenty to be nervous about. Let's read what the book is about, shall we? Earth is experiencing a sweltering heat wave caused by a second sun, a shining object in the sky that either looks like Pac-Man or a pizza missing a slice. As this object increases in size and risks making Earth uninhabitable, the Korean government decides it has to do its part and help the US-led Allied Space Force. You can't call me a coward when I'm picking books like this. Some other books that I am hoping to read in March, I'm just gonna mention these really quickly because I have talked about them in both January and February's TBR. And those are the Hunger Games trilogy. Yes, I still haven't read them. I will though, like they are next on my list, I promise. So I want to read them before the release of the new book that is coming in March as well. I'm not saying I will be able to read that book in March, but I'm hoping to read these ones ASAP so I can pick up that book ASAP. I have all 3 here. I will annotate them. I'm thinking about doing like an annotation video or something for them because it will be a reread. I've only read the series once before actually. I really do want to like tab it, highlight it, underline it, things like that. So if you have any suggestions, I feel like I'm asking a lot of you today. If you have any suggestions for things I should look out for or some sort of annotation key that would work for these books, let me know. Like dystopic themes, unreliable narrator, maybe just track Katniss, Peta, moments I like. I don't know really, but I'm excited. I am excited. Next up, I need to get back on my One Piece train. I started reading One Piece last year after getting invested in the Netflix live show, which is great. So I've read the first 6 volumes. I borrowed these from my library. They come in these like omnibus editions, so with 3 volumes in one, which is great. And I have borrowed this one from my library and I will need to return it in like 3 weeks. So that's why I need to continue with the series, which is fun. If you don't know, this is a Japanese manga and it's about pirates, it's fantasy, it's adventure, great cast, great crew. I really enjoyed it so far and I'm only excited to read more and get more invested in the story, more invested with the characters and actually like truly become emotionally attached. The story, if you don't know, is about Luffy, the guy in the middle, whose aim is to become the king of the pirates, and in order to do this he needs to travel to something that's called the Grand Line. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I read this. He needs a ship, he needs a crew, and he's meeting and gathering his crew on his journey, and they are all just such interesting and cool characters. And it's just fun. It's just a good time. It's adventure, it's fantasy, and it's fun. And the final book on this TBR, they're starting to look quite massive, is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. We're reading this for the book club I have together with my friends. This is the book for, what was it now? For like March, April, I think. So I will still have time to read this post-March, which I think is good. I have never read Emily Bronte before. I haven't really read that many classics overall, but I'm glad I'm getting the chance to. I looked up the reviews on Goodreads, and people are gushing over this book. Like, they really, really enjoy it, and are saying that it really isn't that difficult of a read, considering it's a classic. Because sometimes classics can be a bit more strugglesome to get through. What is this even about? I think it's like a love story or rom-com in an odd way. Emily Bronte's novel of impossible desires, violence, and transgression is a masterpiece of intense, unsettling power. It's about Lockwood, who is forced to seek shelter at Wuthering Heights. There he discovers the history of the tempestuous events that took place years before, the intense passion between the foundling Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw, her betrayal of him, and the bitter vengeance he now wreaks on the innocent heirs of the past. Sounds intense! I'm glad I'm finally getting to this, so that's good. And those are the books I have planned to read in March, or apparently been decided for me. So like we have Buzzwordathon with these two, the book club book, a library book, and then, once again, the Hunger Games. So this is already quite the stack, not gonna lie. This is quite the stack. Regarding the Tropical Readathon prompts, I now have to think about which team I can join. But also regarding like the general common prompts and challenges, like I'm thinking that Hunger Games can count for absent or dead parents, Wuthering Heights can count for book published before 2000. So I will attempt to do that. I don't have a set plan, but I feel like for every book I do read, I will track it and try and find a fitting prompt for it. Let's have a look though at the teams and see what team I'm able to join now. So the teams you're able to pick are genres, so you can pick like romance, fantasy, sci-fi, mystery, contemporary lit-fic, everything. And the teams have both team books, but also team prompts. Now the team books really doesn't matter, you can read any books you want, even if you're not part of that team, you can still read another team's team book, but the prompts do matter. And now that I know which books I need to read, I can have a better look at the prompts. I didn't really get any romances, so any like friends to lovers or sports romance is out of the question. So I'm not joining team romance. Team sci-fi, I did get launched something. Can I do something with that? Near future techno thriller? Maybe. Cryosleep, it's not that. Mystery horror thriller. Undead trope? I don't think we have any undead. Is it supernatural trope? Nah. Okay, yeah, nah. I think my only choice. Maybe launch something works for the near future techno thriller trope in the team sci-fi. I feel like it sort of has a theme of global warming, which is near future. I think that's my best choice. Okay, I guess that's it. Here's the stack for March. Are we excited? I am. I'm excited and scared. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this mess of a Pick My March TBR with me. If you want to, please share what you plan on reading in March. That would be fun to hear. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please take care and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!